Hi, and welcome to Cyber One Certification and Training. If you're here for training and support, but you'd like to learn more about how to become certified as a Cyber One expert, then contact your account manager or email us at support@cb1security.com. Okay, let's get started today. So we are in the issue management training section, and today we're going to be looking at how to create findings and notify primary contacts. These are the people who will mitigate the findings that they have a finding that they need to work on. Okay, so we're going to start in the management platform again today. So let's go ahead and get on in. So here we are in our management platform. And first we want to make sure we're in issue management and we can go to the findings tab. Now, the Findings tab acts as an archive for all of the different findings that are created in Cyber One. However, before we go ahead and show you how to create a finding, we just want to note that you can create findings from multiple different sources. So if we go into the Vendor Management tab, for example, and we go into a vendor record, you'll see that we can create findings from the vendor record. And when we create a finding from the vendor record, that finding, if we just go to one, will be automatically logged and tagged to that vendor. And we'll show you what that tagging process is later on. You can also do that manually from the finding tab in issue management. Similarly, if we're in compliance management, and we're doing a control or self-assessment test, we can also create findings here. And again, any finding that we create will be tagged to our control test, as you can see there. And then these findings are all logged in the issue management module in our findings tab. And so here you see them here. And finally, we can also accept findings from the portal. So I'm just going to log into our portal and quickly show that here. Here we go. Let's just log in. And there you can see I have the option from the Findings tab to create a finding here. And we'll show you that process in more detail in a second. Okay, so let's go back to our management platform. So again, we can bulk import findings using a CSV. And if you're in the issue management training, you may have already seen our video showing how to add targets, or in the Getting Started tab or Compliance tab, we also have similar training videos showing you how to upload from a CSV, but just very, very quickly. What we want to do is we must use the required fields at a very minimum, but the fields here that you see can be matched to columns in a CSV, populated and then uploaded via our data loader. And again, for more information on how to bulk upload a CSV file, contact your account manager, email support@cb1security.com, or see our other trainings in this section or in the Getting Started section. So let's go back to how to create a finding then. So then just clicking on findings to come up into that tab and the list view. Now what we want to do is just click New Finding. And here you'll see we must populate the name. We often want to describe it so the primary contact who will be mitigating the risk understands what the finding is. And then we can say how we want to mitigate what we need to do. We can prioritize this. This is based on company protocols. So this can be given a risk priority depending on how your company prioritizes risk. And this field can be customized. And we can also assign it to a risk category, which again can be customized to your company's needs. These categories are created by your company. And then we're going to add the primary contact as well. And again, this is obligatory because we want to add the person who is going to be doing the mitigation. And this will trigger, once we've saved this record, a notification to the primary contact to let them know that they have mitigation to be done. Then you can see other fields that can be added here. You can see we can do risk analysis on our finding to calculate the initial risk upon creation of the finding, so the inherent impact, and we can describe how we came to that. And again, the likelihood similarly. And then the residual impact after the finding has been closed. Again, this can be done at the outset or even after the finding has been closed if we prefer. And when we click save in this record, you'll see that our risk summary auto-populates based on the equation that we put in to calculate this inherent and residual risk rating, again, based on the company protocols and how they establish the different risk measurements. Okay, so we can also do compliance analysis and and list whether this is compliant or whether this is a major issue for compliance, minor issues, so on and so forth. And we can ask for finding response, track the finding response detail here. And as I showed you before, we can also tag these findings to different criteria. These tags will auto-populate when we're creating from these records in the system. But if we're just creating a finding from the issue management tab, when we want to tag it to a vendor or to a compliance test or self-assessment test, so on and so forth, we can do that just using the lookup here, selecting our vendor. And now when we click save, all of this will populate for us. Now you can see here is the record we've created. You see we have a risk summary here that this risk is actually low based on our inherent risk scores. And we've connected it to the vendor. Now we've added Timothy as the primary contact. So we're going to now ask Timothy to mitigate. And we do that simply by sending an email notification. So we click the send email notification button. And we'll get a confirmation that that finding has been sent successfully, that notification has been sent successfully. And now if I go to Tim's email, you can see that Tim has received a notification from us with a link to his portal where he'll be able to click in and go in, where he'll see the finding and be asked to mitigate. So that concludes our training for how to create findings. Thank you very much.